Yes, yes, yes. Clickety clack, clickety clack. Hey, I gotta promote my stream, okay? Like, I need more people to come in here because otherwise we're never going to figure out the eternal question. How are we going to find out if we don't have a brainstorm committee where everyone chips in with their lived experiences, where people do their best in order to answer the age old question that has been bothered all men since high school? Let's be honest, that's when you started thinking about it. You probably didn't think about it before high school. Probably didn't even it didn't even pop up. But after high school, all of a sudden, people were like, hmm. I mean, I never heard one, so go to sleep. I just woke up. Just woke up. Do you want me not to stay awake? You want me to be like an eldritch horror, like Cthulhu slumbers, and he slumbers for eons, and then when he wakes up, you tell him go to sleep. Let's see if I can put the chat on my phone. I should do this before the chat though, before I start the stream. Women do not fart. Oh, I know all ladies fart. Like I lived with my grandma. Okay, like her ass was like the engine of a Viper car. It was like vroom 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 vroom. So like that mystery was answered to me. Like I know, okay, I know that it is possible for women to fart. But the question is, do pretty girls fart? That's the actual question. Even at med school, we learned that yes, like the female anatomy is capable of farting. However, they do not have a subsection on pretty girls. So we don't know. There aren't that many, chat. There aren't that many pretty girls. So it's difficult to tell. Everyone farts. How do you know? It's like you have the news media in the United States say there is no evidence. That's what they say. There is no evidence. That's how I treat this question. Is there evidence that pretty girls fart? I haven't seen it, therefore. Fact check. Fact check misleading. There is no evidence, chat. What do I think of raw diets for dogs? Like, what do you mean a raw diet? Like just food? Like, without giving it pellets? The same for cats. Like, if you know what you're doing, then yeah. But if you don't know what you're doing, then give it raw diet, but also supplement it. And when you say raw diet, don't give it like actual raw from the fridge. Put it into the microwave for like 30 seconds. Because a lot of meat, especially like chicken, it's got Escherichia coli. It's a bacteria. And the dog can get problems. So like you put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds, the bacteria dies, and then it's safe for the dog to eat. Okay, anime girls do not fart. They do not go to the bathroom either. They do not have periods. Like anime girls are different. Alright, like they're superior species of girls that do not exist on planet Earth. They're in a different dimension. They don't get pimples either. Like, have you seen an anime girl with pimples? I've never seen one. What else don't they get? Like, there's a lot of stuff that anime girls don't get. Dogs aren't supposed to eat cooked food. You're not cooking the food. That's what I'm telling you. You're not cooking it. You're leaving it 20 seconds in the microwave. Right? Like, that's not enough to cook. Like, if you're going to eat 20 seconds microwave food, you're going to get sick because you're not a dog. Another question, yes, that's very good, Abaddon. If we are created in dog's image, does dog... Jesus. I just woke up, okay? Like, my tongue still hasn't caught up to me. If we are all created in God's image, does God fart? That is a good question. My vet said that raw diets for cats can be risky if you don't know where the meat comes from. Well, I already told you that you should know where the meat comes from. I think I added that. I think me and our veterinarian are on the same page. Now, the best thing to do if you have a pet. Why are we talking about pets anyway? But like, okay, fine. If you have a pet, give it pellets, like super premium. So for example, Royal Canin has good brands for cats and dogs. And you give those pellets, and on top of that, like whatever you want to reward the pet, you give it some raw chicken, but again, microwave 20 seconds. And that is the healthiest diet you can give to your pet. Unless you're one of those people that likes to cook for the pets. Like, you can find recipes online, and you can waste 1 hour of your life cooking various dishes for your pets. Like, you can have like fish cookies for cats and other shit. I don't know the type of people that have that much time, honest. I mean, 1 hour of your life cooking those things so that the cat can eat it in 5 seconds and don't even appreciate that you cooked it for it. But like, okay, that is like the best option. The number one most nutritious option is to cook the food yourself. You go to the supermarket, you buy human food, you go online to a veterinarian approved website, and you get some of the recipes, and you make absolutely sure that you're doing your best, and then all right. And you have to do that every day. Yeah, like that is a good point that someone brought about religion, right? A lot of religious people, like when you talk about creating AI or robots, it's like mankind shouldn't play God. But at the same time, if you're created in God's image and God likes to create things, why wouldn't it be that mankind would also want to create life? I mean, it's 100% according to religious lore. Especially when God creates life, right? So, like, if humans were to create artificial life, they would just, like, because they're in God's image, like, they're just doing what God would do. They're creating a different type of life. It's still, like, you're not creating something from nothing, but it's still, you know, like, AI doesn't exist naturally. So, if you were to create it as we as humans would create AI, it would be just because we're created in God's image. There you go. There you go, chat. There you go. I wonder why the theologians never tackle these things. Because, like, every time I see the priest tackle this issue, it's like, oh my god, mankind shouldn't play God. It's like, yeah, but, like, it's not really reasonable to ask that, considering that it's literally the first thing that God did, created stuff. It's like, and mankind being in his image, like, what is he going to do? Going to create stuff. Current year because you get pandemics. My god, chat. Alright. By the way, I'm not saying it's a good idea to create AI. I'm just saying, like, from a religious standpoint. Alright, chat. I want to play a video game. I'm not going to play it now because there's not enough of you to witness the beauty of me playing video games. But I want to ask, like, what is your opinion on it? So, this is what I'm going to play. I think it's a game where I can play and watch the stream at the same time. Speaking of pretty girls and whatnot.
Rise and shine, don't wanna work, I'd rather play. Shake my hips and whip my hair, it's a new day. The magic won't blow, my heart yells, let's go transform and fly away. We will dance through the danger until the world is saved. Can't stop me now cause I'm Shantae.
What do you say, chat? Is this appropriate? Apparently there's a new one, which I haven't played. It's called Shantae and the Seven Sirens, I think. So I want to play this. Look, Abaddon is not impressed. Platformers are boring. Looks like a decent anime. It's got really cool music, though. And it's got really cool jokes. I've been playing this on stream before. I've been playing the previous one. It looks like this, by the way. Let's look at some gameplay. There you go. It looks fun. I like the fact that you can have various animal forms and they all have different abilities, so you can shift into them using various sorts of dances. The boss battles are also really cool. You get to fight against Ushikushi ladies. Let's see if I can find the siren. looks okay, I think. That's not a fart. That's a magic cloud, bitch. Don't confuse the two. They're very different. That's the purple magic cloud. Signals that a transformation has occurred. Thing is, like, people keep wanting intricate games on stream. It's very difficult to go with intricate games because you have to read the chat. Like, I can play a fighting game, which I'm really good at, but then I can't read the chat. And I can't see what you guys are saying. And then the stream becomes boring. My cat started getting super picky and now doesn't eat anything. I keep having to buy new brands to try and she will only eat wet food. Okay, I will tell you something. It's kind of heartless, but it's true. What are SGDs? Like, SGDs sounds really futuristic. It's like the UN took over the world and now everyone is using SGDs. Okay, so no animal is ever going to starve with food in front of it. Okay, so you go buy the cheapest brand of whatever and you put it in the bowl, and when the cat meows, you don't give a fuck. You use your foot in order to push it gently away. The cat goes meow, 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 and you use your foot, it's like away, you foul beast. And after 2-3 days, it's going to start eating whatever you give it. But if you allow the cat to train you, like if the cat notices that by not eating the food, you're just going to give it better food, what do you think the cat will do? What would you do? What would you do? Do you think the cat is dumb? No, it's not. It's not moronic. It's not. The cat doesn't have a blue check mark on Twitter. The cat understands that if it doesn't eat the food, there's going to be better food the next day in the tray. So what the cat is going to do is it's going to stop eating it to train you to give it better food. You need to be above the cat. Assumingly, you're more intelligent than the cat. So, you take the cheapest food that you can find, the worst food, the most garbage food, and you put it in its bowl, and you wait. And eventually, the cat is not going to Auschwitz and Birkenau itself, okay? Like, it's going to start eating. It's a Singapore Dora? That's cool. Yeah, eat the food, bigot cat. I don't understand how this is a problem. Quartering is hiring a social media manager, but experience is required. What experience is really required that a normal person doesn't have? I guess, like, know the internet lore. Like, know who Keemstar is, know who Ralph is. Like, that's what a social media manager should do, like, to avoid controversy, like, to know which type of person you're not supposed to start shit with. Like, that's what I would want to do if I were to hire someone for my Discord or whatever. Like, it would have to be a person that knows internet lore. So that, like, when someone starts shit, it's like, okay, don't start shit with this person because they're connected and then they're going to have, like, a flame war. Just make sure, okay, this person is safe. You can start as much shit as you want with them. That's the type of experience. And then it's like the technical know-how. Like, for example, I wouldn't know how to deal with a Discord server. Now, you say, oh, dealing with the Discord server is easy. Okay, if you have 20 people, smartass, yeah, it's easy. But when you have, like, 10,000 people on your Discord, and you also have a subscribe stat and a Patreon, and there's, like, various bonuses and collars that they can get, and you want to make a connection with that so that, like, you have a bot which gives them... Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I could learn, I guess. But then I wouldn't have time to make videos, which is why you would hire a person. So that's the type of experience you get. And by the way, like, I understand now that Anita Sarkeesian is like, oh, I want 20 grand for a Patreon. Well, yes and no. Like, it's still too much. But, like, the money you pay for moderators, because if you don't moderate, you lose your server. So you don't want people to go in there and just start mocking and making fun. So that's why she's asking money. Like, yes, Discord servers are free, but moderation isn't. I got super paranoid because my older cat stopped eating and died, but that was from a tumor. But I'm just paranoid now. Well, okay, so if a cat stops eating, period, then something's wrong with her. That is the sign when a cat is sick. So if a cat has anything wrong with it, like if it chips a nail or some shit, it's going to stop eating. So that's when you need to take the cat to the vet. If there's like 2 days that it doesn't eat. But like, you should know the difference between a cat being picky and just not liking the food versus a cat not eating. If it doesn't eating, if it stopped eating, then you have to take it to the vet right away. Planning to respond to the academic agent? Why? What did he say? What did the academic agent say? He didn't respond to me when I attacked him. Why would I respond to him when he attacks me? We're just going to swing and miss. Probably some sanctimonious shit. That's what he said, isn't it? The sanctimonious shit. Sanctimonious, high moral shit. The thing with academic agent and what he doesn't understand is that if you want to be sanctimonious, you need to have power. So, for example, why do people give a shit about sanctimonious people? It's like, okay, well, if you're in a religious village and the priest chastises you for something, if you tell the priest to fuck off, well, then the other villagers will stop associating with you. You get ostracized. So the priest can be sanctimonious because he has power. It's the same thing with the diversity officer at your university or at your workplace. The reason they can be sanctimonious is if you tell them to fuck off, there are consequences. You can get expelled. But when academic agent is becoming sanctimonious, like, who the fuck are you? Why should I care? Fuck off. Getting sanctimonious in my ass. I don't even know, like, is he libertarian? Like, people tell me that he's now far right. I haven't watched him, and I can't rely on people to tell me the ideology of a person I don't watch, because most of the time they're inaccurate. Like, I have some Jewish subscribers telling me he's now, like, a Nazi and stuff, and I have other people telling me he's, like, a libertarian. I don't know. Other people tell me he's, like, a hardcore Christian. He found Jesus. He found God. I'm like, I don't know. But it's like, everyone's like, hey, have you responded to academic? No. Why would I? I don't care. He's got no power. Now, if someone else with power, like, okay, if Susan Wojcicki would issue a statement about me, well, I would have to address it, I wouldn't. Watch him. Dude, do you know, like, I would have to choose between watching Pipkin Pippa or Academic Agent. Which one do you think I would choose? One is a person pretending to be an anime girl. The other is a person pretending to be sanctimonious. Which one do you think I would rather watch? He's going to clear me out. He's going to clear me out. Good luck. I don't even know. Like, he does his thing. I don't even know what that thing is. He is good when he talks about economics, if I recall, right? He does his thing, I do my thing, like, we don't even intersect. So what exactly did he tell me? Like, what do I need to respond to? I legitimately don't know. You can't just do that, chat. You can't just say, hey, have you responded to Academic Agent? And then like, okay, well, what did he say? And then it's radio silence. No, you gotta let me know, chat. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me, what did Academic Agent say? My God, my microphone is way too sensitive. Like, I notice every time I jiggle after making a joke, the microphone catches it. Not okay. Every single gasp of air that I take, the microphone catches it. Maybe I should speak a little bit further away from the microphone. Respond to him. I don't know. I don't watch him. So if you don't watch him, why do you want me to respond to him? Why do you want me to respond to him if you don't watch him? God. What if he said something really dumb? Do I need to give a response? I don't know if he called me out. There was someone in the chat said, like, why don't you respond to Academic Agent? I'm like, well, did he call me out? Yeah, that's what I went through my mind. Then respond to what? I don't think he even talked about me. We talk about different stuff. It's not that I don't like the man. I mean, I speak to him. We're on friendly terms. But, like, when the chat says, it's like, hey, did you respond to him? I was like, oh, did he attack me? Why? What did I do? And now it's like, oh, well, no, apparently he didn't attack you. Oh, God. Whatever. I was assuming it's probably to do with anime girls. He's got, like, his jihad against anime and everything that's beautiful and sexy. He doesn't like sexy. Okay, fine. Anyway, let's talk about something else that's interesting. You know what? I'm actually going to respond to Pipkin Pippa. All right, let's respond to Pipkin Pippa because I'm going to call her out. She posted something on Twitter that's not true. All right, I don't like seeing things that are false being posted. Let me find out what it is. I'm going to debunk a VTuber. This is where my life is at. This is what it's coming down to, chat. My God, she posts a lot of shit on Twitter. Holy crap. Okay. I need to find the post though. I'm going to debunk her like I've never debunked anyone before. When I find the post. God, it's so difficult to... Did she delete it? I don't think she... Okay, I found it. We're going to debunk a VTuber. I think only VTubers can debunk YouTubers. Think it doesn't work the other way around? Of course it does. Look here, bigot. Arguing with chat is pointless. Can I do it in her voice? Arguing with chat is pointless since it's just a bunch of people collectively shouting different ideas and arguments that sometimes are like 20 seconds behind on stream. Beep, beep, beep. Or just downright misrepresenting you. But at the end of the day, I have to say, fuck you. It's fun to argue anyway. Right, so she believes that you cannot argue with the chat. This is not true. I will give you now an example. I shall debunk this fake conspiracy theory with facts and logic. She's probably not watching this, but if she is, she should see this. Look here. This is how you BTFO the chat. Let me know if you can hear it though, because the audio might be a little bit problematic.
Follow me.
So there, we're stuck doing this mission that I never cared about. Now, how do we do this? Alright, guys, how about this? How about everyone relax and let me play the fucking game and stop...
See, the chat isn't letting him play the fucking game. So the chat, I assume, got airplane tickets, went to his house, and is preventing him from playing the fucking game.
Stop derailing my stream. Maybe I don't give a fuck that someone maybe in here who you're accusing of being someone else who was previously banned. Maybe I just want to play the game, and I don't fucking care about you guys derailing. Like, there's people watching this stream right now, they're trying to watch me play the game. Here's everyone in the chat. There's someone in the chat who's someone else who might have been previously banned. They might be saying racist things to do that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm looking at the chat for the last 5 to 10 minutes. None of that is happening in the chat. None of it. It's just you guys screaming. How about you shut the fuck up? If you have an issue, contact a moderator. I'm playing the game. I can't sit here and let my whole stream be derailed because you're acting like a fucking idiot. Alright?
So like normal people would just say, okay, there's a lot of you in the chat who are saying that someone is saying racist stuff. I don't see it, but if I will see it, I will ban the person. That's it, done, right? But DSP goes on a 1-minute tangent and is now chastising the entire chat. and I want to see how he dominates it, right? Like, this is how a man deals with the chat. Pippa, if you're watching, this is how a man deals with his chat properly. Look at this.
So shut the fuck up. Stop derailing the stream with bullshit. The best course of action when you have someone derailing the stream who's doing stupid shit is ignoring them, not drawing attention to them.
This is after 1 minute of him drawing attention to it.
Boy, you're stupid. And anyone who's going to keep talking about it, I will ban right now. I'll just do it myself. I'll say goodbye so I can focus. I got another 35 minutes left on the stream. I'd like to play the game instead of stupidity from idiots. So, who would like to be banned by derailing my stream? Or are you going to shut the fuck up? What's it going to be?
Look, now he's going to loom like a little dictator from Cuba, watching over his chat to see who dares stand out. Look at this. I mean, this is beautiful. This is how you do it. This is how you dominate the chat. Look, he's looking. Come on. Anyone? That does anyone? No one dares. No one dares to challenge him. Not a single person has the audacity to challenge what he just said, because he dominates that chat like a little bitch. He grabs the chat by the horns and looks down at it in its eyes and said, what you gonna do, chat? What are you going to do? Yes, it's 1984 in Darkside Phil's chat. Big Brother is watching, literally. That's how you do it, people. That is how you argue with the chat. See, no one is talking shit to him. No one is talking back. It took years. It took years, but he actually got the chat where he wants it. It was a love-hate relationship at first, but in the end, he has asserted dominance over the chat. He has marked the chat as his own. You want to have his chat, don't you? Every YouTuber would probably want the chat. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up, and they do. Because otherwise, look at the glare. I mean, this is a glare that goes through the internet. This is a glare that peers through online space. Look at it. Look. No one is saying anything. No one has the audacity to say anything because they know what's going to happen if they do. They are going to be deprived from the ability to communicate with DSP. Who wants that? What type of person wants that? No one. No man at all wants that. Assert dominance over random people, it doesn't matter. Dominance is dominance, you assert it. If you can't assert dominance over random people, how are you going to assert dominance over people you know? How many are watching him? This is a mystery. I would love to see how many are watching him. But, see, he's probably doing better than me because my tip goal is like $30 for a stream. He wants $100 for a stream. He's got a top tip from 1 Minute Man, $21. He's got 1,002 subs, but to be honest, it's on Twitch, so like the subs thing is different there. But yeah, I don't know. Like, does anyone watch DSP? How many people does he have? I'm really curious. He's not Australian, he's American. I think the eviction moratorium and a couple of other laws which came during the pandemic actually saved his ass. Like, he was about to go to court because he wasn't able to pay his bills, from what I understand. And then the pandemic came and a lot of his debt was being forgiven. So, yay for him. No one knows how many people watch him. The male gaze. Oh my god, yes! Yes, chat, this is the male gaze. Look at it. This is the male gaze. When you look at your chat like this, it's like, come on. Come on, anyone say something.
Okay, can I play the game now?
See, he's asking permission from the chat, but in reality, he's the one in control of the situation. He is the one that's actually dominating the chat. It's not the other way around, even though he goes like, can I play the game now?
Can I actually play the game now?
I don't know, Dark. Can you? Can you? I mean, I seen you play video games. I don't know if you can. It's like, yes, you may, but you cannot. What game is this, by the way? It's Assassin's Creed, isn't it? I haven't played Assassin's Creed in years. Have they raised their difficulty level from game journal mode? Like the other video games from the Assassin's Creed series, they only had easy mode. So I don't know if they actually came up with a hard mode. Like, this was the reason I even stopped playing. It wasn't the social justice activism. It wasn't the wokeism. No, none of that. It was the very fact that you couldn't die in those games. It was impossible. And they were boring as fuck. It was like a parkour simulator that wasn't even good. And that's when I stopped playing these games. Witcher free? Dude, it's not Witcher free. There's no Essex in Witcher free. What are you on about? Like, look, the wealth in Witcher free, mysteries, that doesn't exist. You can raise the difficulty? Oh my god, that's actually really good. Maybe I should give it a try then. Maybe I should see. Because like when I got my video card, it also gave me the Assassin's Creed, the one with the English, or the Vikings, I forgot which one. But I have like an Assassin's Creed, and I could try it just to see if it's good or not.
Please, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to focus and play the game and have a good time.
I mean, it's Assassin's Creed. You need to focus. That's the real question. Thank you, Zenith. I appreciate it. Stop giving money away to VTubers. Zenith, I feel that VTubers are funneling my funds away. It makes me sad at night. Hello, Katis.
And instead, I gotta put up with bullshit. I'm not putting up with the bullshit. Alright? I'm not. I know this is a live stream, but the whole point is positive interactions, not letting people just fucking...
Okay. This is an inside joke, because maybe some people don't know who DSP is. But the last thing you expect from DSP is positive interactions. Like, the only reason I would go to DSP is because I would have a fetish of being dominated. Like, have the streamer look up on the chat. It's like, come on, little bitch, say something. Yeah, like, that's why I would go to DSP. There is no positive interactions in the DSP chat.
Oh my god, you see who's in the chat? I think that might be someone else who used to be in the chat, and they're banning it another suck account. Oh no, look, they're saying nasty things. Shut the fuck up! You sound like a 2-year-old. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, 2 minutes. When he could have dealt with this problem in 10 seconds. It's like, okay, if someone says something bad in the chat, I don't see it, but when I'll see it, I'll ban him. That's it. That's literally all he had to say. Oh, if this is positive DSP, you're scared of what negative DSP would look like? Bad. Negative DSP is hilarious. It's probably why people go there.
That's right. And people should fucking apologize to me. Like, you think I'm gonna care about that stupid immature shit? Seriously. You think...
Yeah, this is the game where they portray the Vikings as the good guys. But to be honest, I mean, if you're from the perspective of the Nordic people, they were the good guys. They brought home loot and plunder and food. Your family is starving to death, and then daddy comes with a big meal. And you manage to go through the winter. How is daddy a bad guy?
I think I care. Fucking dunce, it's dunce level shit is what it is. Now what happened? The mission disappeared. Oh, wait a minute. I know why. They actually want me to ride there.
Neuron activation.
Oh. See, I got distracted. They actually want me to ride on, yeah, I see. Okay.
Look what the chat did to him. Look what the chat did to him. Got distracted, can't even play the game.
Jesus. Alright, guys. We got a half an hour left on the stream. And it's actually going to be fun gameplay. It's not going to be me paying attention to stupid kitty shit in the chat because I'm not 5 years old. Alright? So, thank you so much for a great stream so far today, except for the last 10 minutes where people were for complete fucking morons.
I love it. Oh my god, the irony. It got so deep. But I guess this is another test, right? Like, this is how he dominates the chat. He's going to be calling the chat out while he himself is doing it just to see if anyone has the audacity to talk shit to him. It's like, oh, you're all acting like children while he acts like a child for 3 minutes. And he wants to see if anyone has the audacity to call him out.
I believe we're going to today, and we're finding a lot of I can do for it. We still have to introduce the first.
Yeah, we'll take lunch today. Mr.
There you go.
Yes, indeed. Is that all?
No, some days I have some people fine. I got too much of my day in the house.
We'll need to trust me at some point. We'll take the rest of the chat. You know the way. Let's do it.
It's not consumption.
I don't know. You
But the whole school is here. I'm person who this.
Oh, don't do pass here. Follow. Let's just follow. Yes, see. I'm going to boat, right? We're going to have to. Oh, no, what? We believe cross the horse. Yeah, we believe cross the horse. You're right.
I love how he looks at the chat. Like, whenever he looks like the chat, he's like a stern father looking at a naughty child. Look at this. It's like the figure of a stern father looking at a young child doing the homework.
No, I'm not on a banned scan. But you notice now I can pay attention to the game. Like, people are so dumb. Alright, someone who streams out.
Oh my god, he's back on this. He's back on this.
Be doing something bad. So what do? Do you try to contact a moderator? Do you ignore that person?
Yeah, DSP. If your chat is doing that, what do? Do you try to ignore it? Do you try to tell people it's like, hey, when I'll see it, I'll ban it? Or do you go on a 5-minute tangent?
Or do you scream, highlighting me for 20 minutes when I'm in the middle of a major story development of the game to try to completely derail what's going on my stream? Like,
how the hell can the chat derail what is on your stream if you don't want to? Like, if I legitimately don't, unless they give you a super chat, like, unless they, and it's a big super chat, right? So, like, let's say I'm doing a bit on the stream to entertain people, and it's a really good bit, or at least so I think so. But let's say it's an objectively good bit, like, everyone is enjoying, everyone is having fun. And then someone wants to derail my bit, someone wants to interrupt me while there is no way they can do that. like, I will notice what they're saying, and when I finish my bit, I can address it. But, like, the chat literally can't force me to do something I don't want. Unless, again, like, they give you a big super chat, like, they give you $1,000, and you're like, holy shit. Holy shit. But if they give you $1,000, then everyone is going to talk about the donation, right? Like, everyone is going to talk about the $1,000. So you can't really just, like, your bit is gone by that moment anyway, so no one cares. Like, no one cares what you have to say if you get, like, such a big donation. But even, like, $100, right? Like, if someone gives you a red super chat and you usually don't get those, like, yeah, it's going to get the stream to talk about it. That's the only way you can derail a stream. Or maybe if you have, like, text-to-speech, but that's also your fault. Like, why would you enable it if you don't want to be derailed? So, like, there's no way if I'm playing a game, there is absolutely no way the chat can derail me. Yeah, no, it's not. Well, it did happen sometimes. Like, I think it happened, like, once or twice in my YouTube career. I got, like, some really big donations. And when that happens, everyone talks about them. Like, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, I think, with Arch and Sargon and the others, and we were really invested in the game, and then someone gave a $500 super chat. And you notice that the entire chat is only talking about the donation, like no one cares about the game. And I understand it, right? It's normal. So you have to address it. And I was like, oh my God, guys, look, I got a $500 super chat. Everyone was like, oh, congratulations, congratulations. And that was it. But like, yeah, I mean, that's how you can derail a stream. The only possible way that I can see it. Any other than that, you can't.
What's the mature course of action? The problem is, the people who do that stupid shit aren't fucking mature. They're brain-dead fucking idiots who just want to get attention. Did you see what's going on? Did you see it? No, because I'm not 5. I don't care.
Yeah, the Calliope Mori red super chat was another example. Like, she got super chats. Like, she made the joke about shekels. And then there's this Jewish person which gives her like $400 super chats going in a tangent about how that's offensive to Jewish people. And then gives like a $5 super chat at the end of that saying, oh, by the way, happy holidays or something, right? So she did it professionally. Like, she did put all of those super chats on the stream. And she said, like, look, if you want your money back, I'm going to give them back to you. But this is not the way to deal with these things. Like, I have a manager. You need to write a letter to them. And they're going to handle this, right? And she's 100% right. Like, she handled it very properly, very corporate. This is another thing that I hate, right? And it's not that I hate, but it's like, I don't think people understand when they're doing this. It's like when you get a very big donation. Like, let's say you get $100 and people ask you to do something. And the thing is, like, maybe you wouldn't do it if they asked you before. Like, if someone comes up to you and say, hey, V, I'll give you $100. Will you suck cock? Right? I will say no. Not really. But then they give you the money with the super chat and they're like, super chat of $100, suck cock. And you're like, now you feel obligated, right? Because you feel bad, like the person paid a lot of money. And yeah, they're asking you to do something that you don't want. And sometimes it's not like an unreasonable demand, but it can be something like, play this video on the stream. And you look at the video and it's copyright. And you know, okay, if I play this on the stream, I will have to delete the stream. So it's... When people ask you to do things in super chats, like usually I guess the acceptable thing is to read the super chat. And, you know, like if the person asks something reasonable, like sing me happy birthday or do something that's reasonable, yeah, sure. But like when someone asks something very difficult to do and they give you a lot of money, then that is a problem. Because you have to choose. It's like, oh, well, shit, this person did give me a lot of money. Should I do this to him? But if I do this, like, it's going to have consequences. What, for $100 to suck cock? Dude, that's way too low. I really hate this type of question, right? It's like, would you eat shit for $1 million? And the reason that this question isn't fair is because this question is basically like, would you demean yourself for a lot of money? But the thing is, like, if you say you would demean yourself, then you're demeaning yourself, right? Because you're admitting that you would do something very vile. Like, you have no standards. You got no self-respect. So you can say that and you're demeaning yourself. but you're not getting the money. So, for example, would you eat shit for $1 million? If you say yes, you've demeaned yourself, but you're not getting the $1 million. And if you say no, you get away scot clean. But a lot of people don't like to lie because they know they would eat shit for $1 million. I mean, it's $1 million fucking dollars, dude. So it's yeah, I mean, I mean, people suffer a lot more for less. People do back-breaking labor for less money. Vosh will do it for coconuts, only if he's on an island. Yeah, everyone has a price. I mean, $1 million is a lot. With $1 million, you don't have to work a single day for the rest of your life. If you know how to spend them. Because there's a lot of people that have $1 million, they buy a rich house, and then they buy a house for their family and close ones, and then they realize they can't pay for property tax, and they get evicted. We're talking about a teaspoon or an entire gallon. I don't think you can eat an entire gallon. I physically, I don't think it's possible. Like, you're going to puke it out. But like, the question is, would you suffer for $1 million, right? And I mean, it depends, right? Because like, there will be things that people probably wouldn't do for any money in the world. Like, for example, I wouldn't donate an eye. Like, let's say this, donate an eye for even like $10 billion. I don't think it's worth it. Like, sure, you know, like, your quality of life is going to drastically improve with the money you're getting. Like, you're going to have yachts and you're going to be able to do things. But it's your eye, man. You know, like, it will affect you for the rest of your life. So no, I would not do it. Like, there are a couple of things that I would say no for, regardless of how much money you're getting. Really? Like, the thing with the eye, though, like, you can do, you can freak people out if you have a glass eye. Like, imagine this. You're at a table, and you take a very, very sharp knife, and you start doing ting, 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 ting on your glass eye. Do you know how much that's going to freak people out if you do that? Yeah, so basically, like, doing something that is not permanent, I think everyone would do it for the right amount of money. Then, like, doing something to someone else. So, for example, would you, you know, hurt someone for $1 million? Assuming, like, no one would know. And I probably wouldn't. I mean, depends on, like, what are we talking about? Like, giving it a spank on the ass, you know, whipping the person, gouging an organ. No, I would probably no. Because the thing is, like, if you say yes, there was actually a Twilight episode with this. And it was very interesting. There was this guy which approached a woman and said, so there's this box, and in the box there's a red button. If you push the red button, 2 people will die, and you will get $10 million. So the woman goes home and talks with her husband, and at first they're like, okay, well, what if it's not real? What if it's true? Blah, blah, blah. But then they establish that it might be true. So they decide it's like, well, it's a person we don't know, so whatever. And they press the button. So the guy comes to their door the next day with $10 million. And she asks, like, so did someone die? And she's like, and he's like, yeah, someone did die. And she's like really taken aback, like she can't believe it that she's actually getting the money. And it's like, well, where are you taking the box now? And the guy says, I'm going to take the box to another person that you don't know. So you realize that when she pressed the button, she actually killed the person that pressed the button before her. And now there's going to be another person that's going to have to do the decision of pressing the button. And it's a person that they don't know. So it was really cool. Like, the moral of the story is that, you know, if you're harming someone you don't know, your moral decision can also be applied to you by another person that don't know you. So it's very deep philosophical thing. It wasn't a movie, it was a Twilight episode. You'll do it for free? Well, I guess there's a lot of people that would do it for free if you were on the chopping block. If you lose your big toe, you can't really walk. You don't have forward momentum. See, even I didn't know that. All right, let me see if I have some different news to talk about. This one is my favorite. Like, who could have known? How am I able to predict these things? Shoplifting reaches crisis proportions. So, in other words, defunding the police and making it illegal to stop people. Sorry about that. Yeah, defunding the police and making it illegal to stop people who stole less than $1,000 is going to have these repercussions. And by the way, there was a store which actually did set the price of every item on their store for $1,001, and you would get a gift coupon at the cashier, which would reduce the price to its normal amount. So you could buy like a toothpaste for $1,000, $1,001, and then you go to the cashier and they give you a coupon, and now it costs $2. Like, you get 98% off. But no, like, apparently, like, there is entire stores that are closing. I think, like, I would have said that the only people not affected by this is Amazon, simply because, like, you can't steal from an Amazon warehouse because they have security. However, there have been people robbing trains with Amazon stuff. And it's Amazon taking the loss on this, right? Because the trade, like, until the product is in your house, it's not considered to be delivered. So if you order a big expensive TV from Amazon and the TV is in a train and someone robs it, it's Amazon taking the loss. They still need to deliver you a television. Shoplifting has gotten so bad that chains like Rite Aid are closing hard-hit stores, sending terrified employees home in Ubers and locking up aisles of seemingly mundane items like deodorant and toothpaste. Yeah, so apparently they're not useless items, because this is how the thieves operate, but the media doesn't even try to understand how the thieves operate. Because I see people on Twitter, it's like, oh my god, well, they need deodorant, you know, like, if someone just takes deodorant, why don't you let them? I think this was Hassan Piker's take, or Vosh, I forgot which. But in reality, the way it works is that, and this is true for most thieves, this is what I learned at law school. There's two types of thieves. So you have the opportunist thief, which, for example, sees an old lady on the street, and she's got, like, a lot of money from the ATM. So the opportunist goes like, okay, well, I can make a quick buck, right? So that's an opportunist. And then you have the career thief. And the career thief, they usually have access to a fence. And the fence tells them what they need. So the fence would go like, okay, well, get me a lot of deodorant and a lot of toothpaste, because I can move it really fast. And then the thief goes like, okay, so $900 worth of goods is something that I can steal without being caught. Because, like, if anyone tries to stop me, then it's illegal for them to do so. And they might even have lawyers that are willing to prosecute the company if they stop them. Like, this is something Nick said. I didn't know. But, like, you have lawyers that would have these type of clients that stole shit, and then they were caught by the security. And the law says that you're not allowed to catch them. So the lawyer will send a pre-written email that's like, on behalf of blah, 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 you know, you did blah, blah, blah. And it's already pre-written, good to go. And they try to settle with the store. And they will be like, okay, give us $30,000 or this doesn't go, and this doesn't go to court. And a lot of the times the stores will settle, so they're losing money. All right, so the lawyer makes money by doing this. Like, they can have like 5 or 6 clients, and they don't even go to court. They just send an email, and they get money. And the thief, he knows exactly how much to steal, so it's not $1,000. Like, he knows exactly how many toothpastes he's allowed to take. He knows exactly how, right? So he goes from store to store, because this is another thing. Like, they go from one store, they get 900, they go to another, they get 900, they go to another. And they never get past the 1,000. And then they fence the stuff. So they can fence tens of thousands of dollars worth of good. The journalists don't do journalism. Like, they don't really look at this because it would be an easy way to stop it. But they don't care, right? They think it's like, oh, well, the people are stealing toothpaste because they don't have money to buy toothpaste. No, they're stealing toothpaste because that's an item that's very easy to sell. Like, no one is going to track a toothpaste. But if you steal a Armani purse and you're selling that, then people might be able to track it because that's a lot more valuable. And they're like, okay, well, it came from this store. And or especially if you steal like a rare watch. Like, let's say you steal a $2,000 watch. I mean, they can track it. But a toothpaste, no one fucking bothers. I don't even think you can. Like, they don't have serial numbers on them. There's no way to track toothpaste. That's why they're stealing this. It's not they're stealing this because they're poor and they don't have toothpaste. That's like brainless journalist take. Yeah, diapers and baby formula is the most tracked. Like think about it. Like, you can't track these things. Like, if a store would go like, all right, they call the cops. And they're like, what was stolen? It was, we had our diapers and baby formula stolen. How are the cops supposed to even, like, put yourself into that position? How are you supposed to track the goods? Meanwhile, if it's like a rare watch, they stole like a $2,000 watch. Okay, well, that's easier. You go, for example, when your officers are on beat, they see this guy that has raggedy clothes, but he's got like a $2,000 watch at his hand. Like, duh. Where'd you get this? Or even like they can go to a fence and they can see in the display, it's like the $2,000 watch, and they're like, okay, who dropped this off? You can have an investigation. Yeah, maybe they should put nano chips in the toothpaste and then they can track it. So retailers are already reeling from the pandemic. I really hate the expression they're reeling from the pandemic. They're reeling from the politics of the pandemic. That's what they're reeling from. Like, the pandemic didn't shut down a single store. It was the government that shut down the store. So they're reeling from the authoritarian government measures. That's what they're reeling from. Supply chain woes. My God, like, God, the way they're describing this is like if it was a natural calamity, you know, like supply chains just happened to break down. The pandemic just shut down businesses and there's labor shortage. The government literally did all these three. So, for example, I asked a trucker, why is there a shortage? And in the UK, this takes place, and he told me there's several reasons for why there's a truck shortage in the UK. The first one is that you're being punished as the driver for what your employer does to you. So, for example, if your employer, like if Amazon, loads the truck more than the acceptable weight limit, and you're being caught, you are the one paying for it. So it's the law of the land. Like, the law says that if your truck is overloaded, you're responsible. So what happens is, like, when you go to Amazon, they will overload your truck, and you can say, well, I don't want to carry this much. Well, they will say that, all right, well, you're fired. We're going to do business with someone else. So imagine if you're traveling from Calais all over to London, and you have like a couple of immigrants that sneak into your lorry. Now you're going to pay a fine because you're a human smuggler. You're a human trafficker. That's how the law is. Like, you're responsible. So a lot of truckers don't want to deal with that shit because that's not the normal thing in the rest of Europe. So they don't want to work in Britain. Then you also have the fact that with the lockdowns in the UK, they close down various amenities. They close down hotels and motels and restaurants where truckers used to eat. And they also have a law that you're not allowed to sleep in your lorry. So, I mean, just so you can understand how mind-numbingly dumb this is. Like, the idea is that truckers aren't supposed to work too much. They need rest, and they need proper rest so that they don't do car accidents. So because of that, truckers are supposed to sleep in motels and hotels. The company is supposed to make sure that if you have a long haul, they're going to figure out the amenities where you're going to sleep during the night. So with all the hotels and restaurants and stuff closed, where are they going to sleep? Where are they going to eat? They're going to sleep in their lorry, right? And then the cop comes up and it's like, oh, here's the fine. And then it's also the environmental restrictions. They made it so that if your truck pollutes more than the acceptable level, you get in trouble. But the problem with this is that a lot of trucks that were built before the year 2010, I believe, they don't have all of the required filters and all of that. So it's very expensive to have a truck. And that is one of the reasons for the supply shortage. Is the government. It's not that there aren't truckers. It's not that there aren't people who know how to drive, right? It's just like you need a very expensive truck. You need a lot of licenses. Oh yeah, the licenses, they were also very difficult to get. From what I understand, every single trucker needs to renew their license once every couple of years. And if you wanted to renew your license during the pandemic, it took around half, if not an entire year to do. So again, that's why you have a shortage. Hello, Roman. So anyway, it's out of control, people say. A lot of uptick is tied to the ease of reselling stolen goods online. Oh yeah, by the way, reselling stolen goods online. Notice how much they crack down on white supremacy and how much they crack down on giving money to truckers and all the other shit. But reselling stolen goods online, no one cares. You're not going to lose your account. Like, reselling stolen goods online is fine. Just go for it. Just no hate speech while you're doing it. Make sure you don't have hate speech while you're reselling the stuff. Fucking hell. We have experienced 300% decrease in retail theft from our stores since the pandemic began. The problem is made worse by flash mobs, like the 80 people who stormed the shop in San Francisco, and organized retail crime groups that often hire homeless people and drug addicts as boosters to do the dirty work. The problem is, like, they don't have any plan to stop this. So it's up to the stores to come up with this type of thing. And of course, The Atlantic, which is like the most far-left publication you can imagine. Honestly, like, this is a Marxist publication. They openly admit. They cast their doubt on what is called the Great Shoplifting Freakout, citing fuzzy data and asserting that what's being lumped together as shoplifting is variety of violent crimes. In other words, they're gaslighting people. Even as you see entire stores shutting down, you're going to have the media say, no. Now, I did see someone in the chat talk about Calliope Mori, that she doesn't care about anyone from Hololive. She only cares about some trash dudes. I know she's involved in a lot of drama. To be honest, I can't say I didn't like her, but like, her content wasn't appealing to me. Let's put it like that. Like, she wasn't putting out content that I enjoyed. I more liked watching Amelia Watson. I liked watching Guram. The German chicken lady is also one that I didn't really like. I thought that Ina is very wholesome. But yeah, so the German chicken lady and the Calliope Mori are the two people from Hololive that I never got interested in. And all the new generation, the next generation ones, I know nothing about. Like, they have, like, what, Mother Nature and Chaos and okay. I mean, their avatars look good, but at that point I jumped off the VTuber rabbit hole. So I don't know anything about them. But with Calliope, yeah, I keep hearing that she gets involved into a lot of drama. And I think she's the only one that actually streams on her main channel. So she has a channel before Hololive, and she actually shows her face and talks with the people, and I don't know, I didn't know you're allowed to do that, but okay. I don't hate Germans. It's just like, I don't know how else to... Chiara, I think. Yeah, like Chiara, the German one. I'm pretty sure there are many talented German VTubers. Where do I hear this gossip? So, on Reddit, for example, there's some of it on the image boards. Flamenco also covers it on his channel. But not all of it is gossip. Like, you can actually go to Calliope's actual channel and you can see her streaming. I think it's called something with Demon. I forgot the name. But someone showed it to me, and yeah, it's happening. Like, the other girls don't do that. I thought you're like under contractual obligation that you don't show your face. It's kind of like masked wrestling in Mexico. Like, if you're unmasked, that's it. Your career is over. So I thought it's kind of like that, but no. Yeah, I mean, that would be smart to do, right? Because the reason I thought they're not allowed to have a secondary channel is due to the fact that the company doesn't let them. But if I was a VTuber, there is absolutely no way that I wouldn't have a secondary channel. Like, think about it. The moment you graduate, you manage to have like another channel you can fall back on. And secondly, you can also make more money. Because like, I think like some of these VTuber companies, they only give you a flat rate on how much you win. So, for example, they can say, okay, you get $2,000 a month. And you can make $5,000 that month, you still get $2,000. So that's not really a good deal. But there's other VTuber companies that take like 40%. And that's a lot. Like, think about it. You get a super chat, YouTube takes 40%. Then HoloLive or whatever takes another cut. And then you have to pay taxes for that. So you don't end up with much. Which means that like having an independent channel is really well. The problem would be, I guess, like why you wouldn't want to have an independent channel is that if you get into any controversy, like if you do something edgy on your other channel, you can lose your partnership with HoloLive or whatever company you work on. Because they don't want to associate with drama, right? So, like, for example, Pipkin Pippa. Let's say she would have an independent channel and she starts a flame war with Rolf. And it sips in not only on her main channel, but with the other girl she's working on there on Face Connect. Like, that would get her into a lot of trouble. So, that is, like, one of the reasons why you wouldn't want to go independent. But if you're a VTuber that just, like, plays video games and doesn't talk about any drama at all, then having an independent channel is actually the most important thing to have. Gura has another channel. Yeah, but like people still can't agree if that's her channel or not. I think it's her channel. But yeah, she hasn't posted there. And she didn't show her face on that channel either. Like, she never actually did a face reveal. Thank you, Zedev. Just as I was about to close the stream. Man, I noticed that I'm getting a speech impediment lately. Like, I didn't used to have it this bad. I guess it's like neural deactivation as I'm getting older. Maybe I need to take some pills, like some of that Chinese shit. They used to have, I don't know how good they were, but they were like small vials with a liquid. Ginseng, I think it was, like ginseng extract. And they were supposed to make you smart. They were supposed to make your neurons activate faster. I did take them when I was at university. Like, you don't need a medical prescription. You just go to a pharmacy here in Romania and you take them. I don't know how good they are, obviously. I wouldn't recommend them. I don't even think it helped. But it was probably like the placebo. Have I checked out King of Fighter 15? I saw that it's out, but I don't have the money to buy it yet. I'll have to wait until 25th, I believe, when YouTube pays me. And when YouTube pays me, I'll be able to buy it. Acquired autism from being a shot-in. That probably is the case, honestly. Like, because of the pandemic, I've been a shot-in. There's nowhere to go. And I mean, I'm talking with my wife, thank God. I'm talking to you guys, so it's not as bad. But I haven't spoke with people. So maybe this is why I'm having this speech impediment. It's really bizarre. I don't think it's old age, because it came up all of a sudden. and it didn't like gradually increase. It just was there. So I'm like having difficulty finding my words and stuff. It's very annoying. I guess I need to talk to more people. Maybe I need to start a Discord server. I spoke with Discordia to help me out. She said when she's got time. So it's probably going to be next week. Anyway, right. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for listening. And thank you for the super chat. And I'll see you all later.